Do you ever wonder what would happen if the Earth suddenly became an unsafe place for humanity? The plants start dying, the governments start coming up with crazy spacecrafts that can transport an entire species across galaxies. We scan the stars for any suitable piece of space rock that can replace the beautiful one that we're so blessed to live on. And eventually, miraculously, we succeed. So we eject ourselves into space, enter a deep cryosleep, and pray that nothing goes wrong. Hi, my name's Lil, and this is my review of Distant Blue. You might be wondering how my first passage relates to this video, but right from the beginning of this extraterrestrial life sim, you'll realize it's the entire premise for our story. You'll play as the assistant, a peppy fellow who's convinced that the planet they've arrived on, which is far less green than expected, holds a secret in the dead plants and trash scattered about. As you do your civic duty to clean the place up, you'll realize his hunch is more correct than you thought, and soon magic doors will be talking to you. The story was playful and lighthearted, and had enough mystery to keep me cleaning up the place, pushing into new zones, and talking to all the new crewmates about their discoveries. I won't spoil any past that on the story, but I will spend a moment to talk about the gameplay. The entire loop of Distant Bloom revolves around you and your trusty multi-tool. As you trek through the world, you'll discover new plants, materials, and lost crew members that will lead you to a deeper understanding of the world around you, and allow for better multi-tool upgrades, cooking, and crafting recipes. They're clever in the approach to this, as you won't just visit an area and be done with it. As you go through the process of upgrading your tool, you'll need to revisit each zone and find new spots that need healing to upgrade your world progress bar. The world progress bar is in fact separate from the multi-tool and is what unlocks more of the zones and story itself. I first thought that speeding through an area to find the zone probe and lost crewmate would suffice, until I realized I needed to be healing the planet to even get to some of those new zones. So bear that in mind for your playthrough. Your actual base and the ability to grow it is a nice touch. Even though I felt like it was more of a minor aspect of the game, considering most of your job involves serving the planet and saving your friends, it was still nice to see new buildings be erected, NPCs take up jobs like crafting or cooking, and even gain the ability to gift them a dish or piece of furniture to make their planetside living more cozy and comfortable. It gives you that sense of a community that makes the barren planet seem a little less intimidating to travel through. I also have to compliment them on their artistic ability with the game. The planet is far from appealing to look at when you start your journey, but as it evolves, it transforms into a lush paradise with running rivers and swaying grass. It was just a peaceful experience to walk around the place and see the rewards of our hard work for once. Once you do get to later stages of the game, you'll even unlock home gardening, so just a sneak peek to look forward to. Touching on some of the not-so-positives of this one, I have to first mention the prevalent bugs that hindered my experience. At least once an hour, my poor little assistant friend would be interacting with a plant or material in the world and get hard locked in place. I wouldn't be able to move and would have to close out the game in order to reset it. This wouldn't have been so bad if the game had saved your world location to its exact point when you save and quit. But alas, it does not. I would be returned to my base, and if I was halfway across the planet, it would mean me walking all the way back. It certainly didn't break the experience altogether, as it was mostly a minor inconvenience, but it did happen a few more times than I would have liked, so it's why it made the review. The last thing that I do have to mention is the lack of creative freedom in the game. All the positions of the buildings are hard-locked to where they want you to put them. If you're looking for something that's going to let you design your base how you want, you sadly won't find that here. It's not a huge complaint, as ultimately I didn't find myself at base that much in the first place, but it is worth noting as others might find it to be an important aspect. All in all, we're giving Distant Bloom the good old stamp of approval. The gameplay loop was not only addicting, but peaceful and satisfying, and the story was playful with that hint of mystery to keep you intrigued. To fans of the genre, this is one we'd absolutely recommend. But if you feel like you need something with a bit more freedom of customization, that's okay too. Feel free to ask any questions you might have about the game in the comments. We're always happy to answer. And don't forget to hit that pretty little subscribe button before you go if you love learning about new and upcoming games. A huge shout out to the Ember Trail team for allowing us to check out the game in the first place. We've enjoyed our time with it and look forward to any future projects. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.